All right, Dylan, I was looking at this. It looks like Anthropic's Mythos model, which is their newest model, unreleased, is causing quite the controversy.
Okay.
Our Treasury Secretary Besant called a meeting with the chairman of the Fed, Powell, and then all the top banks to a meeting this week to get ahead of discussions about how dangerous this model is, supposedly.
Okay.
Let's get into this a little bit. So Anthropic's newest model, Mythos, is currently in a pilot phase where they're only giving a few companies access to it. And those companies are like Amazon, Apple, Cisco, JP Morgan Chase, and NVIDIA. So the top of the top companies. But the reason they're doing this is they created this model, and then during the initial tests, I guess it's found tons of software vulnerabilities that have just existed for, I think the oldest one is 27 years.
Jeez.
Vulnerability in OpenBSD, which is an operating system known for its security. So they are worried that if they just release this model, and attackers are going to use it and just bring down all of our payment infrastructure, all of our government.
Yeah, if this model can go out and find these vulnerabilities, it's going to tell bad actors about the vulnerabilities.
Yeah, exactly. So they're meeting with government officials and then these executives at these companies. What are your initial thoughts about this? How they're
I'm a little mixed. I didn't hear about the meeting with Powell and stuff, but I did hear that they released, or they didn't release this model. They made the announcement, our product is too good. And it found all these vulnerabilities, and they're going to take a strategic approach to releasing it. I think that's just the way Anthropic leans. And I think it makes sense with a technology like this. It's a little dangerous. When the internet came out, it opened access from a person in Nigeria to somebody in the US, whenever they got access to it. So, scammers are real. So, the internet naturally happens slowly because of infrastructure, but whenever it can, run vulnerability scans with a brain that just doesn't need sleep, just needs some data center running somewhere, it's pretty dangerous. So I understand it's a great problem to have for them, because then they get to say, we built such a good thing that we can't release it to the public because it's so good, and it does X, Y, and Z. I think it's valid. It makes sense, and it's a responsible thing to do as a company if you have something to put it into the hands of the people that we're essentially paying to handle this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The American people are paying for them to govern this. So I think it was a responsible move. It's also the PR team, great job. They did an amazing, it's a great work to make that announcement. And I probably, it seems legit, just seeing vibe coding and how much it's changed and how more productive it is. That same power is coming in the hands of bad actors. So I do think it's valid. I do like it. And I also heard that they're giving it to the big companies who own all this infrastructure. I also heard they're giving it to big open source projects. WordPress needs to run this, Python, all these systems that are running the internet essentially, especially open source software, node packages, stuff like that. I think that these open source maintainers need access to it as well. And I think that they are doing that. And so how you govern that's going to be very interesting, and how they govern it probably will not be the preferred way, but I do agree that they're taking the right route, and it just happens to be really good publicity for Anthropic. Because it'd be worse publicity if some really bad exploit came out and it turned out that it was Anthropic's tools that made it happen. So I think it was a smart move.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting though, because their tool didn't make it happen. It just found the vulnerability that was already there. So I don't know, part of me...
They found it quicker than, it multiplied the productivity of somebody like a cybersecurity expert. And so it did happen quicker, and it probably found things that would have never been found.
Yeah.
If that didn't exist, or if an alternative model or a business had it and put it out there.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, I'm pretty mixed on it too, because I feel like if this model is that good, then it should also be good at fixing those vulnerabilities too. which is why they're kind of letting the bigger companies have it first.
Yeah.
But like technology has always been that someone finds a vulnerability, someone fixes the vulnerability.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is like, I think it speeds up that process quite a bit. But theoretically, if everyone gets access to it, you could go fix your vulnerabilities just as fast as people can attack you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think though more people are going to have access to this model and find vulnerabilities than the amount of people who can use the same tool to fix the vulnerabilities. Like the net is so much wider for finding a vulnerability in a piece of software than it is for the people who maintain those pieces of software. And so kind of a gated release kind of makes sense. And I'm keeping your libertarian views as well. I understand where you're coming from.
Well, I think my views, I feel this way because their last model, Opus, they kind of did the exact same thing where they're like, this model's too dangerous to release. And they did this slow, like a few months at a time rollout so everyone has it. And then like, it's an amazing model, but I wouldn't say it was a dangerous thing to release.
Yeah. It's like they have this playbook and it's like, there's only so many times that it's going to work until we stop trusting or taking it serious.
Yeah. Because kind of their reputation now is becoming like, they feel like, we have this thing that's super dangerous, only us, like only we can protect everyone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been rubbing certain people the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's interesting because even Opus wasn't the first time that's happened. OpenAI did this back in 2019 with GPT-2, which is insane to think that it's been so long, but they said they didn't want to release GPT-2 because of the risk that it could flood the internet with deep fake news and propaganda.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. So it just feels
just at a different scale.
Wait, say that again.
I just said, which was happening already.
Yeah.
People were sharing fake news all the time anyways. It was just at a much different scale.
And that still happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels very much like marketing in a lot of ways. Because I feel like if this technology exists and it's this dangerous, this technology is going to get out. Either if Anthropic doesn't release it, a different company will end up building a model this good.
Yeah.
So, and also Anthropic's looking to go public later this year. So it definitely feels like building some hype for.
Yeah, they're definitely pumping that IPO for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that said, I am excited for this model and to see, play around with it and see if I can find any, vulnerabilities in anything I've made. I'm sure it's full of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at some of the vulnerabilities that Mythos has already found, there was a 27-year-old bug in OpenBSD. So that was 1999. So it was able to find that and it's been patched since then. So that's kind of what I mean is like looking at it, the positive side of it is maybe someone did know about that bug and has been exploiting it like secretly for the last 27 years. It just hasn't like grown to a big scale. So I just feel like this is going to be a positive overall and actually harden security across, open source and the enterprise companies that use it.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see what happens. It'll probably, have they given a timeline, do you know of when this maybe...
I don't think so, no. I think, so that's what's different this time is in the past, they've said, this is too dangerous. We're going to release it to a few more people in a couple months. This time they're saying they're not going to release it.
Yeah. Let's see. On April 7th, they're just talking about, I'm trying to see when they're rolling out. Found a Reddit thread that says, this guy heard a rumor that Mythos stole the girlfriend of one of the developers. Just that good.
The memes have been good.
Yeah.
I don't know if, someone said that Mythos has found the One Piece treasure, which is good because it's the longest running anime.
Yeah. Someone here says they think it's legit because they're giving competitors access. And so that gives them a little more credibility in this.
Yeah.
I don't know which competitors this person's talking about, but if they are giving it to competitors, that makes it a little more legit. But I mean, I think it is good. It's definitely, I could see the argument of getting it public quick, but it's just the fear is people who aren't I think most people who are building software, like super high leverage software, are in this news cycle and they're aware of what's going on. And so people are going to be applying, or however that works with Anthropic, for early access, and they're going to roll it out slowly. And hopefully if they are gating it that way, the right people will get access to it and be able to patch as much as they can.
Yeah.
It does reach public. I think, even if 60-70% of the people that are using software with these vulnerabilities, like that's a pretty big win. I think it's fine. It's a business decision to have went to, the feds first. I don't know what the feds' role is in the rollout, if they're helping them determine which people to give it access to. I mean, if you want to go full conspiracy theory, it's like they're going to try to protect their investments the best they can. And if they're all in NVIDIA, then they're going to be like, yeah, get it to NVIDIA as soon as you can.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, I could see. I'm not sure what what ended up happening from that meeting with the bank CEOs. It could have just been like a heads up, like, yeah, your companies need to fix your stuff before this goes out.
It'd be nice if it was rolled out to all the banks first, because that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, accidentally releasing PII and oh my gosh. Personal information. That's one thing, but then, finance stuff is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And so I think it makes sense to roll it out to the banks first. Open source projects are huge for me because open source runs the internet. Like everything is fork off of something open source. Almost everything is. So those patches need to be made to the open source projects. Probably would start with the most used open source, and then the banks will probably lead that, because any open source stuff they're using, they're probably going to request that, this C# library gets access to it, or C# gets it, or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Get those fixed early so they can flow downstream and patch everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people have said like Opus was able to find a lot of these vulnerabilities too. And Anthropic's been saying the main difference has been like Opus 4.6 wasn't really able to generate the exploit to take advantage of the vulnerability. Whereas now Mythos is like 72% of the trials, it was able to successfully build the exploit. So I think that's what's got them spooked. But we will see. It's hard not to feel like this is just another round of marketing, but hey, we'll see. I'd hope that the banking infrastructure does not go down. So I'm on the side of...
Yeah, get it to the banks. So quick tangent. Are you going to buy Anthropic for that IPO? Or are you going to let it die after the 6 months and then buy it?
I'm not going to buy Anthropic because I feel like they're going to IPO at a very high valuation, which maybe they deserve, but it's kind of like how much room is there to grow after that? Instead of that, I've been going into the hardware side, more NVIDIA data center plays, trying to get in there, because the better Anthropic does, the more usage there will be. So the better that these like chip companies and data center companies will do. So that's been my strategy.
Yeah, the real millionaires in a gold rush are the people selling the tools, like the hammers and the pickaxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like NVIDIA, it's like the most valuable company right now. I think it's like 4.7 trillion. But I think because of that, people are not giving it enough credit. Like, I think we're going to see that double before too long. I think people have a hard time picturing a company that big.
Yeah.
But just based on demand, they've been sold out for like 4 years now. They're just going to continue to grow. So I'm going more into NVIDIA personally.
Nice.
Ooh, we should do a finance show. That was good.
Yeah, let's do a finance episode soon.
Yeah. All right, cool. Good luck to Mythos. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this isn't the end of humanity. But thanks for listening. That's it for this episode. Over to you, Dylan.
If you were a small business owner and you're looking to see where AI fits in your small business, you can go to infactodigital.com, where we have a free AI for small business webinar. We go through case studies, real use cases of AI, and we do one-on-one consultations with small business owners to help them find where AI can help them increase productivity without increasing headcount, increase process productivity, and boost profits. And if you want AI news in your inbox daily, you can also sign up for our Infacto Daily newsletter at infactodigital.com. See you guys then.
See ya.